Hi, my name is Jordan, and I'm doing my book talk on Legend by Mary Lou. Also, before I start, just want to say we've moved since the last book talk, which was in that sad corner, but now we are on my bed, so we've upgraded. Anyways, my mother thinks I'm dead. That is the first sentence of the book, which is obviously pretty intriguing. Alright, so setting. This book takes place in a dystopia, but more specifically, it takes place in the Republic. At this point, the United States is now broken up into two parts, which are the colonies, the Republic. This takes place in the Republic, or more specifically in Los Angeles, California, in the lake sector, because everything is broken up into sectors. Characters. So there are two main characters, and it alternates from their point of view throughout the book, and they are Daniel Alton Wing, or in this book known as Day, more formally known as Day, and then June Icarus, known as June Icarus. Then there's also Tess, who is like not a main character, but like a pretty important character. There is Matthias, who is June Icarus's older brother. There is Thomas, who is June's older brother's best friend. And then there is John Wing, Eden Wing, and Grace Wing, who are Daniel Alton Wing, or Day's family. In Legend, everyone just calls him Day all the time, so that's, yeah. You don't find out his real name until like a lot later in the book. So some character traits of the characters. For Day, he is very cunning, quick-witted, he's flirtatious, he's got sort of a boyish charm, he is smart, pretty smart, like street smarts, and he's agile. And then some stuff about June. She is very extremely intelligent, very, very smart, both book smart and street smart. She's also agile and very quick-witted. She is kind of sensitive, but not at first like glance. She likes to bottle up her feelings, and then I don't know what she does with them actually, because she's pretty level-headed like all the time. I don't. So basically, in the Republic of America, when you're 10 years old, you take a standardized test called the trial, and the highest you can get is a 1500. So Day, whenever he took his test, he initially failed. We'll get more on that later. He got like a 637 out of 1500, which is really, really bad to standards, because basically 1300 and up will get you a pretty good job, will get you into one of the top 3 colleges they have, which are Drake and 2 other ones that are insignificant, because Drake is the one June attends. And then anywhere from like 1300 to like 1000, like 1100 is like average. You're not going to get a great job. But when people fail, it's usually right at like the 800 or 900 mark. When you fail, if you fail when you were 10, then they send you off to labor camps, but really they just wheel you off and dispose of you. So Day escaped, but whenever he failed his test, they took him to the lab to be disposed of. They experimented on him. They experimented on his knee and his eye, so even after he escaped, because they thought he was dead, but he wasn't, he has permanent knee and like eye problems, like in one eye. He has like a ripple in one eye and then permanent pain in his knee. He is, as the namesake of the book calls it, a legend. He is a rebel of the Republic. He is the Republic's most wanted criminal, not because he's the most dangerous criminal, but because nobody knows what he looks like or who he is or where he's from, and they don't know anything about him. So basically, he makes them look bad. So that's why he's the Republic's most wanted criminal and not the Republic's most dangerous criminal. Later on in the book, he becomes a legend, or a sort of sign of rebellion for the people in the Republic. He becomes their reason to rally and to fight, and he is, like I said, a legend. And then we have June Icarus, who, like the namesake of the sequel, is a prodigy. She scored a perfect 1500 on her trial when she was 10. She has skipped 4 years of schooling and is already in college at age 15. She's extremely smart, like I said before, and that's that. Basically, the plot is that one of Day's family members gets the plague, which is a sickness that is spreading around Los Angeles that is deadly. And so he tries to break into a hospital to get the cure. Well, when he's leaving, in order to defend himself, he throws a knife and wounds a soldier in the shoulder. Keep that in mind. So the soldier that he wounded turned out to be Matthias, who is June's older brother, and he was found dead a few hours later. And June has already lost both her parents to a car wreck, so Matthias was all she had left, and then he is dead. So Commander Jameson, who is another sub-character who isn't really that important in this book, in the next book she's very important, but we're not going to talk about that. So she has a mission for June, which is to disguise herself as a slum kid and go out into the slum sectors and try to find her brother's murderer. While she is out in the streets, she stumbles upon a fight, and in the middle of the fight, she gets saved by this boy. Spoiler alert, it's Day. But she gets saved by this boy, and they spend a few days out in the streets just, you know, talking to each other, trying to survive, until he does something to make her realize, this is Day, this is my brother's murderer. So while they were in the streets, a little budding romance went on. But those feelings are immediately pushed down at the moment while she clicks on her microphone, which she was sent into, and alerts the commander that she has found her brother's murderer. And so they find him at his house, which she has led him to, and they shoot his mom and take his 2 brothers prisoner, and then take him prisoner. All because of June. In her defense, she did think that he killed her brother. So, like, she's got a valid reason. So that is the first half of the book, called The Boy Who Walks in Light. And then the second half of the book, which is The Girl Who Shatters the Shining Glass. Basically, it takes place in Batala Hall, which is the part of the nice, like, gem, like, rich people sectors. And Day is imprisoned. And so Day is imprisoned, and a lot of this half is, while he is in prison, June is finding out a lot of things about her brother and his death that she didn't know before, because she found something out. And then she realizes that Day was not her brother's murderer after all, and then she devises a plan to sneak him out of Batala Hall. A very, very elaborate plan. There's more, but I don't want to spoil it. Some of the main keys are that she realizes the Republic is not who they say they are. She realizes that her brother had a lot more secrets than she thought. The theme for Legend, I think, is loyalty and trust. Some because in the beginning, Day and June have to trust each other in order to survive on the streets. Tess and Day had to trust each other in order to survive all their lives. Day's family had to trust him to get him the cure. And there's a point in the book where it's in June's point of view, and she says how bad she feels just for a second because Day completely, wholeheartedly, stupidly, just absolutely trusts her when she says, I need you to go back to your house because your family's in danger, which is ultimately where they capture him. But he just trusts her so much straight off the bat from just having a few 3 days experience with her. And even when he is captured and she realizes that he's not her brother's murderer and she promises to get him out, he is stricken with fever, he's got a bullet wound, he is just overall fatigued from the stress and the fact that he has been imprisoned and treated like a prisoner and like has wounds. He is feverish and he can barely think straight, but he has to trust her to get him out of there, and she has to trust him whenever he tells her that he is not her brother's murderer. So I did notice this thing throughout the entire series, not just this book. Both June and Day had to learn to trust each other through all of the crazy things that are being thrown their way. So this is one of the best series I've ever read. I know I say that about almost every book I read, but genuinely I really, really love the series. The plot, setting, characters, traits, everything was just so well thought out and planned, and it's so good. In conclusion, if you like books about futuristic societies, this is for you. If you like books about romance, this is for you. If you like action books, this is definitely for you. If you like mystery, this is definitely for you. If you like books that make you think and make you stop and make you go back and read other pages and other chapters and make connections and you're like, whoa, then this is for you. Yeah, if that sounds cool, then you should check this series out. It's really, really good. Yeah, peace out, bros.